Today, I want to share a really simple story with you. But don't let its simplicity fool you because it holds a seriously powerful secret for calming down a restless mind. You know, that constant chatter we all get? This little parable, it might just change how you see everything. So let's dive in. So let's meet our main character, Marco. He's 24 years old, and this line right here, it pretty much sums up his life. His mind was just a constant storm, a total whirlwind of thoughts that he just couldn't escape from. I mean, does that sound even a little bit familiar? I think for a lot of us it does. Okay, so what was really going on with Marco? Well, his problem is something so many of us face, a wandering focus. His mind was just always full, jumping from one thing to the next, never really settling, and it left him feeling completely and totally overwhelmed. So let's take a closer look at what was stealing all his attention. Yeah, his focus was basically getting hijacked by these two thieves of the present moment. On one hand, you've got the past. He was always feeling sad, replaying old mistakes, full of regrets. And on the other hand, the future. He was constantly worried, just consumed by anxiety. So he's completely trapped, right? Stuck between yesterday and tomorrow, with absolutely no room left for right now. And this kind of mental storm, it's not just in your head, right? It has real physical consequences. For Marco, he was feeling uneasy and just tired all the time. Sleep was a battle. He'd even forgotten how to smile. Can you imagine? That simple joy was gone. And that deep inner calm we all crave, it was just nowhere to be found. This wasn't just a thought problem. It was taking over his entire life. But here's the thing. This isn't a story about just giving up. Nope, it's about the search for a solution. Marco hits this point where he just realizes, I can't live like this anymore, and that's it. That's the moment his journey for peace really begins. So where does he turn? Well, hope comes in a pretty interesting form, a rumor. He starts hearing whispers about this wise old man who used to be a psychologist, living this quiet life out in a faraway village. He'd apparently left the whole chaotic city thing behind. And the word was that this guy, he knew how to help people find that exact kind of peace Marco was so desperate for. And you know what? That one little thought, it sparks everything. He grabs onto that tiny sliver of hope and decides he has to do something. He sets off on this long, really tiring journey up into the hills, and the whole time, he's just driven by this one simple, powerful idea. Maybe, just maybe, this is the person who can help me. So, after this whole long journey, he finally gets there. And what happens? Well, he doesn't get some long lecture or a complicated psychological theory. Nope. He's given a simple and kind of weird test. And it involves nothing more than a single glass of water. The old man takes this glass and fills it with water right up to the very, very top. I mean, it's so full that even the slightest little shake is going to make it spill over. The instruction is straightforward. Walk from here all the way to the edge of the village and then come back. But you cannot spill even one single drop. What a test, right? A test of pure, unwavering focus. Now, just try to imagine what he had to ignore. The village is buzzing. There are people walking and running everywhere. Shopkeepers are yelling out to customers. Dogs are barking. Kids are playing and laughing. It's a complete sensory overload. But Marco? His eyes are just locked on that glass of water. He notices none of it. His focus is just absolute. And he does it! Marco comes back and he hasn't spilled a single drop. You can imagine he's feeling pretty proud of himself. But the real lesson? That's just about to happen. This is that aha moment. This is where the secret to quieting that storm in his mind is finally going to be revealed. So the old man doesn't say, "Great job," or pat him on the back. Instead, he starts asking about the walk itself. He asks about all those distractions Marco had to ignore. He says, "Did you see the children playing? Did you hear the dogs barking?" And Marco's answer? This is the key to the whole story. He just says, "No, I didn't see or hear anything." And why not? Because his entire being, every ounce of his focus, was on one single task, keeping that water in the glass. And there it is. That's the secret. The wise man explains it to him. The peace you felt on that walk, it wasn't some kind of magic. It was the direct result of being completely 100% absorbed in the present moment. His brain was so busy with the task at hand, with the now, that all that worry about the future and regret about the past, they were just crowded out. There was literally no mental space left for them. Okay, so that's a great story. But what does it mean for us? How do we take this simple little parable and actually apply it to our own lives? What's the practical lesson here? Well, what the story is really telling us is that peace isn't some destination you have to travel to. It's not something you go find in a quiet village on a hill. It's actually already inside every one of us, right now, just waiting. And the key to unlocking it? It's simply to live fully in the present moment, just like Marco did with that glass of water. And for Marco, the light bulb goes on. He finally gets it. Calming his mind isn't about trying to empty it of all thought, which is impossible, by the way. It's about filling it completely with the now. That's where real, genuine peace comes from. So he leaves that village a changed man, not because he was given some magical new tool, but because he finally discovered a power he had inside him all along. The lesson of the full glass, it's such a powerful reminder for all of us. So I want to leave you with a question to just carry with you. In the middle of your own busy, chaotic life, with all of its distractions and demands, where is your focus?